Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. Last time left off, we were actually playing as Phoenix at his final trial, at the moment actually, because, there is going to be an Ace Attorney 5, but I digress anyway. We were playing as Phoenix, and we were trying to learn a little bit more about the whole situation regarding Magnifi's death, and if it really was Zack who supposedly killed him, so we took a little break, and now let's go ahead and get started once again with the chapter, well, with the trial. I mean, because this is just, I don't know. We also got that weird piece of evidence just out of nowhere, and it's like, what the hell is that all about? In any case, let's just go ahead and continue on. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say, I expected nothing less. You've only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually. I did not think you would believe me if I told you. Or that you discovered the truth for yourself. I was thinking of you, you know. I think we need less thinking and more talking. That night in the hospital, what really happened? Ah, the way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You'll scare Trucy. Speaking of which, where is she? You have seen a problem yourself. The letter. The one shot in the forehead one, right? Yes, the reason he speaks of. I could not deny my mentor's wishes, even if it meant my own death. Why not? This is something I will not say. For now, at least. What's this for now business? I have done many things in my life, some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone to our graves. We? You want to know about the night of the incident? Finally! This guy sure likes to take his time getting into the important stuff. Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. I found there upon his bedside upon the table 2 pistols. 2? Yes, the one I had used on stage, and the other one that had been used by my partner, Valant. Oh, for the Zack and Valance quick draw thing? My mentor had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took the pistol into my hand. I cannot deny that my resolve flattered then, for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall, there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So, there were other requests he couldn't refuse before. To be honest, I've not always been steadfast, and I fear I've been brought pain upon Trucy. Was Magnifi coercing his disciples somehow? Just what was going on in True Grammar? Yet, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown. I took the pistol I had fired and placed it in my pocket. In your pocket? I believe if you examine a bullet in the clown's head, you will find it to be different than the one in my mentor. What were those called again? Rifling marks. Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there's something else you can tell me? You are a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks? Yes, there is something. My mentor. His eyes opened. What? Magnifi Grammar? The old devil. He was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway. And there we had our last discussion as mentor and pupil. It was not a long discussion. Maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did you talk about? Haha, Mr. Wright. Did I not just tell you? He's not concerned in this case. Zack Ramarai. He seems pretty steadfast to me. Or maybe just stubborn. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom. Once again, I am in your hands. Right. Let's get back in there. Oh boy, okay, so we found a little bit more information there, but whatever. Court is now back in session. During a recess, a bullet was found in and dug out from the clown's head. Well, this is news. The rifling marks? There wasn't time to do a detailed analysis, though they did find a weapon type matches the murder weapon. Well, that's not very conclusive, is it? Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness. Your decisive witness? How many times have I heard those words? Though they often turn out to be far less decisive than you think. Oh, don't worry on my account. I'm quite confident that this witness will do the job. After all, he is intimately acquainted with the players in our little production, being the other half of Troupe Grammarai's famous duo, Zack and Valant. Valant Grammarai. So, we get to meet the great Magnifi's other disciple. And look, it's Valant when he was younger. Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation. Valant Grammarai, magician. And you're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student your partner's guilt? Fate, the grand illusion, filled with traps and tricks. Wait! The shooting took place in a hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that late too? If one were to deduce this logically, the conclusion is yes! Okay? I always get the characters, don't I? Yes. Well, Phoenix, what can you do? I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received this. That looks very familiar. Wait, that's the same letter Zack Grammarai received! Yes, or perhaps I should say, ta-da! You gotta be kidding me, so what? Magnifi sat 2 out, it seems? Order! 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 What does it say? Surely not the same thing. Perhaps you should see for yourself. To my beloved student Valant, to you I trust the... Wait a minute. Wait. To you I entrust the task of lowering my life's curtain. Come at the 13th at 11:20 p.m. I will ready a gun which you will shoot one shot square in the forehead. You cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. So they're almost the same except for the times listed on there. Like, Zack's was be there 11:05, 11:20. Okay. Why? It's practically the same! The court accepts this as evidence. Yeah, but it's a little bit different there. This is most unusual. Exactly what was going on with you folks? What exactly was your Troupe Grammarai up to? By what you mean? I'm just having trouble envisioning a man who would ask his students to kill him. Both of them, no less. It's just my opinion, Air Judge, but from these letters I'd say he was coercing them, not asking them. We walked the magician's path together, and in doing so, shared much of our lives. When people are so close, they're strained, a warping of relations, you might say. Yet this has nothing to do with the case at hand. Then what you mean you're not going to tell us? Which makes me wonder even more about this reason they couldn't refuse. Well, let's get on with the testimony for starters. The defendant, Zack Grammarai, stands accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For where he walks, the red roses rise, singing hymns to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating. Though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just clearly point to you as the suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene. In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time. As every magician knows, timing is everything. Yes. And now it's time to get this party fired up. Alright, so let's hear the testimony about the night of the crime. On Valant's side, apparently. That night, I visited the hospital room as the time Magnifi requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. Death's sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police. So you were the one who reported the crime. Indeed. I would think this fact alone will clear my name of suspicion. Let's not jump to any conclusions here. Yes, a cross-examination generally comes before the conclusions in this court, but if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant, Zack Grammarai, is guilty. If it wasn't Zack, Then the killer was you, Valant. Could it be? And no despairing act will get you out of that. Okay, well, let's see here. Well, there's one little statement kind of threw me off right here. It was kind of towards the end. He's saying that, essentially he was saying that he was the one who shot the clown. See, that sweet kiss I gave to the clown. But, according to Zack, he's the one who shot it, and you can even look at his gun and the rifle marks, whatever. So let's just press on that a little bit. There are 2 bullets found at the scene. One in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying the one who shot the clown was you? No doubt my partner Zack has such much the same thing. Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed murder. I better dig around here a bit more and see what I turn up. Mr. Valant, let me ask you something else concerning the crime scene. Namely, what do I want to ask about? What about the number of pistols? I don't know. I think we need to learn. We need a little bit about that. How many pistols were there when you entered the room? Because remember, Zack said he saw 2 when he entered. By which you mean what, precisely? 2 pistols were used in the Zack and Valant quick draw shoot-'em, correct? 1 for each of you. You were well informed, yet only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. What did Zack tell me back in the lobby? That there was 2? Okay, and he found 2. And he took the one he fired at the clown into his pocket. I see no problem with the statement. Only 1 pistol is visible in the photograph of the crime scene, after all. So you picked up that pistol and fired it. Indeed I did. Alakazam, alakazing, alakaboom. Is the number of pistols really so important? Yes, well, quite, actually. The number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor. Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony. What can I do but obey? Only 1 pistol was in the hospital room that night. With it, I shot the clown. Okay, so wait a minute here. But didn't we just... Let's see. Nope, not that one. Let's see. Rifle monster found the victim. Wait. Fires 1 real bullet. Rifle marks. No fingerprints. See, wouldn't we... I don't know. I would think you would be able to tell which gun was used by who. So, I don't know about that. According to the defendant, Zack Ramarai, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on that table. 2? One of those pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead. Then he left it in his pocket. He left it with it in his pocket, whatever. Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume our defendant has some brains in his head. Well, what about Mr. Valant? What Mr. Valant has told us? You see, there's something about his testimony that doesn't make any sense. What might that be? I told you, I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown. That's your story, at least. No. But the rifling marks tell a very different story, Mr. Valant. Recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. And yep, the compared thing, and... perfect match, okay. Mr. Valant, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead. Come on, when are they gonna play the corner thing? You know they're gonna do it. Order! 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 Well, this is all rather sudden. Oh, what have I done? Prosecutor Gavin? I owe the court an apology. Sorry. Sorry for what? You see, I was unaware that 2 of these unique pistols were created. The analysis of the rifling marks only proved the type of gun that fired them. But that's not what you told us before. You said you verified a murder weapon. Which is why I'm apologizing to you now. Quite sincerely, I might add. Would you hold me accountable for a mistake made in my youth? That was just this morning. I'm still young. And I might add, it wasn't really my fault. The defendant had only admitted he took 1 pistol from the scene of the crime. we will not be having this pleasant discussion right now. Philan Gramarai. Yes, Your Honor? You were presented to this court as a decisive witness, but you proved to be more divisive, or whatever, than decisive. Oh, that's not good.
Objection!
You'll see in time. The testimony so far has merely been a review of the facts. The proof comes next. Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin? When Mr. Philan entered the hospital room, the victim had already been shot. As his next testimony will prove. Right? The real fight is about to begin. Bring it. I love Phoenix. Very well. The witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what. And we'll be able to hear his testimony next time, guys. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. I'll see you guys later.